I went to Lagos. I invited all the whole editors and I gave them the Innocent story, the innocent perspective. He's just a local man that just wants to remain local. Almost all his properties are in the east. Telling him that there's a property in Lagos, so he's not interested. There was a former leader in Anambra State that went to meet some godfathers, said that when he now outlined his vision, this one, that one, said, what about us? That, oh, don't yourself come Arabia fight. I say, now you can't get it. We found the transport system in Nigeria. The first billionaire in Africa, Nnewi Papa Ojukwu, the first third road in the southeast. So I went on Nigeria is because of passion. If money making is my goal, I would have also gone out. But I feel that we need to stay here and make sure that Nigeria is great. So something about entertainers, content creators, every other serious minded person is not Apple. Innoson is producing the body of the motor. They got a video from the scratch. Load the carcass from the organa treatment, a treat chaya, or banner painting, a paint an assembly line, electricals, the upholstery, fixed to final finishing. Final finishing, make sure you get to quality control. Test wise, the satisfy to the market. We have to summon courage and enter. Most of us in our organization, we have done exemplary leadership. We have managed our businesses well. This is the time to manage the human being. Especially when people who have clarity of purpose. If they don't enter,
Bam, 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. And the boy maka say me and not get bam. Imo na obo na oburo bam, imo na oburo bam. Bam boy ba de tell no ife di che, ife di anya, ife bu no no say ele ka de. Obo ni nwere obi eti kwana aru if you no get mic come body. Afam bu tije okay gwe ndo dogu yamba baseball to onya ba. Tata ayin welo nwata nwoke. We have a young man in the building, a young man that has done so well for himself in the corporate world, a young man that you may not know but very soon you will know him. A man that I admire so much from afar because of his tenacity and because of how he goes about his business. Kana batano ezigbo Nnewi Mr. Cornel Osigwe.
You're welcome.
Cornel, non abam. Please feel free to flow in either English or Igbo. Come na by your honor. And come na no ikwu oda agbam. No na bam. Kawala kedo onye bụ Cornel Osigwe. Go ahead, please.
Cornel Osigwe, I mean many things to different people.
Okay.
But to me, I like to see myself as in the corporate world, and I form as a media and a PR consultant. You understand? But I like seeing myself as a mentor to the young people.
Okay.
You understand? So I mean different things to different people. But I like seeing myself as a mentor to the young people, to the young ones, people that someone that young people can emulate. Because I like inspiring people. I like helping people to discover themselves, helping them to focus on their future. You understand? Because I believe that hard work pays. A lot of our young people, when we go that mindset is that now some people are destined to be great. You know, but I believe that everybody is destined for greatness. You understand? So now we just need to inspire them. You know, keep talking to them till they be able to pick up. Or everybody when they pick up rate. You know, when many seeds, way hasanana, they grow differently.
Yes.
And when kewu maize, eating na pia or grow after 1 year, a close or chapter mango. You have to oranges. You have to the bamboo tree. I always use the bamboo tree as an example. You have to you don't see any just grow, but you don't see any other anything. By the time in 5 years, mango, you will get mango. In 4 years, you will go oranges. In 1 year, 2 years, you will go papa. But a bamboo tree, but after the 40 years, the 50 years, you have to Tokalia, every other person. So that time, that 4 years and 5 years, come ibene Tony Fena, Nyama Netonana, Iota, or now Badana, a ginger, then what are the now gather momentum, Iota, now got to the deep, go away with the structure. because nonya totally every other person. So most times the people are more that some of the challenges they are passing through, is just preparing them for the greatness ahead. You understand? So, and some people all these things. All the Bible say also that when you are converted, straighten thy brethren. You understand? So you with knowledge based on some information, you help to strengthen others.
Yeah.
So that's my basic job.
Dalarin. You are right. Makada oye na-esi ụkwa na oye na-esi indomie. Abụrụ full time ka ọ ga-eji wee ya. Yotago. Nkịta na elephant we could do at the same time.
Yeah.
Before elephant amụọ ofu ọdị nkịta we could na ojego ugboli ise. Yotago na. Nkịta juwe je na amụ no elephant amụ na ajụ ya wada ma edesho na ịdị ime. Enyi wee sị ya na ife na amụ bụ nkịta. Mana emo ife mụ ga amụ bụ enyi. Yotago. You are very, very right. Kọwala anyị kedu ebe amụ Cornel, kedu ebe ito, kedu ebe igwuli egwu aja, how was your upbringing? Kedu ebe secondary school, primary school, university? Go ahead, please.
Okay, I was born and brought up in Nnewi. You understand? Though most of my childhood holidays, I spent them in Lagos. Because my father was in Lagos. So, but I was born and brought up in Nnewi. I gom ejem na primary school, I went to a private school, Good Shepherd primary school. Then secondary school, I went to a federal school, Federal Government College, Okigwe. You understand? So I was
FGC.
born, FGC Okigwe, so I was born and brought up. You understand?
Ibo Nnewi.
Abụ Nnewi.
Kedu ihe mere Nnewi ji bụ mmadụ sị gị na ọ bụ Nnewi edowe azụ obele wee n'enya abịa na business ha nọ dị a abịa na ife gbasara obolo nwande si unu na-agba mkpọ na sense unu na-agba sense na mkpọ kedu ihe mere Nnewi ji wee bụrụ obodo anadị ekpuchi aka na Igbo?
Well, the truth is that in the history of Nnewi, you at least yes, you got it from your parents and grandparents. You at Nnewi obodo na bambo. From childhood, ka ebido kuziwelu about hard work. You start making use of your abilities. That now without it, ne ya ukomado. And inekwa for that na abia na so no nya. Ina foka say nde ba na mbo. Where wolo mmado. Yeah, so if you want to be like them, you have to need a bambo. So that a bambo attitude. Yota na-etinye anyị n'ime from the beginning. Yota. So and every other person wants to also replicate that same thing. Yota that umbamba na your father was achieve this one. He like achieve more than your father. Then all they see from maybe the papa ha humble see from a poor family. Yota. So them themselves yebido at very young age. You understand? They want to work hard so that they can be able to, so that their family, they can bring smile to their family, so that their family do as prosperous as other family. For example, my boss, Innoson, for example, they call them that when they were growing up, the likes of Nene Boha, like Chikasim, for example, and some other people. Now all that time, they did it at less than 10 years. They did a newspaper. Generally newspaper where na nwete go kahaji we go bicycle. Because now only as some rich men no nwele go no ogbe ha. Ụmụ na ego agụtara ụmụ ha bicycle. So them their parents couldn't afford bicycle for them. So I bido that early moti ije na ele newspaper. Always save ka ha we save to go bicycle. So that's how some entrepreneurial spirit is where bahanime. And that story relate with a lot of other people too. Most of these very successful this thing. EJ trees even from the childhood ka plant those things. From childhood too. That consciousness that I want to be great, do there. and now I work towards it because I want to be great. Because I supposed to go to a lot of the Nnewi Melu, Ragwa Salu, or Mego Ojuku, or the great Ojuku, a lot of families like that. You ibe to them. You want to be like them.
Yes.
So be a J school, a man that na nuche odo now. You have to do something to be great.
Yes. Enwe onye njulu maka Nnewi ife melo Nnewi ji wee na-enye nsogbu osino ife dị na Nnewi. I want to ask you now, enwe ife na-adị n'obodo na-help dị obodo ime ọfụma ka ọ bụ or the precedence of ndị obodo a ihe ha mego ka ndị na-etozi eto na-ene anya sị na akwa onye be anyị mere ihe a, ndị be anyị na-akọ ugbo, ndị be anyị na-agba bọọlụ, ndị be anyị na-eti egwu. Do you believe na enwe ihe na-adị n'obodo just like ndị ewegịta na-eme mmadụ ka ọ bụ nọọ ndị mmadụ ihe ha megasị ndị na-esozi ha n'azụ afụ na nekwa ihe ndị be anyị na-eme? Go ahead.
Ọ na nwere ife na-adị n'obodo na-eme ndị obodo ji, that means that hard work part anyị adụ there. Not just anything imetụla ka ọ na-eflow. That thing anụbuo na nya mana when you itinye to test if say. Let me give you for example. Onye Nnewi found a transport system na Nigeria. I think Chief Jesu last year Ojukwu Ejaba. He was Ojiokpa from Nnewi because easy. Ebe afia bidolu na Aba. Nnewi wetaba signal. Na afia na azụ na Aba.
Yes.
So they find their way to that place. EJ make a research over as of before the war, ndị Nnewi nwere over one, even if not one, 2/3 of properties in Aba. One man alone did onye melukwe. The properties onwe and these are the people that left Nnewi. Even did onye we papa ebuzoje. So this Ejukwu Ejaba Jelu. Afia ka ojeje mụọ afia bido afia succeed ye wee je kpọba ndị be ha from Nnewi wee na-abịa now to make movement easier. Nya bụ onye bụ ụzọ bido modern transportation ogo lorry mgbe ebe ife eji lorry eme ewu ibu ka eji ebu
Yes.
He was able to convert it into transportation. Ejiri wee na even
Yes.
This Papa Ojukwu Louis, you understand, was also mentored by that Ojukwu Ejaba. So that attitude of Egbambo from in the gene of our great grand, this even before the war. Before the war. So all no na Nnewi. These guys made money outside the Nnewi before Nnewi. After the war, Kahatola we see that now during the war that they lost a lot of their things, their properties. Now based on the effect of the war, I say let us situate a market in Nnewi.
Okay.
Ka itinye a market na Nnewi. Wee je social nnukwu agbo. Ana nwe ebe amaga na akpa agbo edo. Eje sụchasịcha ya no ebe mbi asị na ada aba ya aba. Na any person mere ebe ahụ ya anwụ. So ndị Nnewi ji onwe ilu a na-atụ na Nnewi asị ha mmadụ si edo nwere nkwọ wee nwere nkwọ. Wee je make consultation with the traditional ruler wee sị ka whatever means na ya abadi ya. Eje sụchasị ya kpọọ young boys and even abịa sụchasị ya wee establish ye that market. Ebe ahụ ka enwere nnukwu article market ebe ahụ. Part of that market ka enwere the largest automobile market in Africa.
That time.
Yes, and that market has produced a lot of billionaires. But before the market came, Nnewi maybe go great things outside the Nnewi.
Yes.
Before they brought it.
Yes.
So Nnewi. Honestly, from Nnewi, by the time maybe was a business back, I said I am billionaires. The first billionaire in Africa, Nnewi, he never had any business in Nnewi. Almost his business interest on Lagos.
Who was that?
Papa Ojukwu. He don't want any business in Nnewi. In fact, on Nnewi, he near the first third road in the southeast. He go with outside the Nnewi Koji. So all do no bala. That hard work do no bala, and they instill it. Another thing that helped is that now, Habianewa in a bambo. Kwado. Onye Nnewi ade enyelu onye du lazy. Akose ya wo na nwanne o du lazy, he can never help you. Ofo hanani wo he can help you. Yota. Man offer Hana that name a bambo or support wall. Money bugodo ụzọ. Show working from beginning before you went any form of support.
I agree with you because obugodi na ịgba mbọ dị na ọbala unu ikunye si na ịchọrọ ịgba mbọ. Ọbala will not translate you or start making money for you.
Yes.
Ọgwa bụ ihe ga ekwetego na ihe dị n'ọbara gị wee start ya work bad it you come halfway.
Yes.
I agree with you. I'm na Nnewi, and you were having this Nnewi Lagos. Can you hear such experience in some people are also like that. Village city. And then can you have more influence in you?
I think all the Lagos system because all exposed you because they be by was the people of different distance
yes.
So they going to Lagos also early exposed me a lot because no matter how you see it any limitation of village
yes
even to today
I agree
that limitation though
I agree
man ime ha ije nwe exposure onwe ife motara ebe ahụ iwenatakwu ebe a
ị gara university ka ị go na university
eje m Nigeria Institute of Public Relations mana anọbụ Unizik
okay
I was I'm in science okay. I was naturally a science student
okay.
A1 na physics
okay.
I was naturally a science mana ihe m batala Ọka I decided to venture I felt like I wanted actually to read medicine so man enye me industrial physics no na year one I looked at my future because somehow my father wanted each and every one of his children to go professional course. Professional course. I was in a course where I will go Chahana. You can start something
is waiting for you.
You can start something on your own even without looking for a job. So he instilled that mindset in us. So get more banking and finance, mana accountancy. My father made it shock or go banking and finance. So he wanted me to read medicine, and he died before the year WAEC. So I couldn't get enough help.
Okay.
So when batalo, I felt like this not na course no way FNG. So non at school we did GCE.
Oh.
But then I have now loved the management field. Go student politics. Student politics. So I felt like this is where I have a future. So when I go the GCE.
Yes.
Where tinye de kwaze jam again. Tinye political science na Uniben.
Yes.
So while I was now waiting for the admission, even before the jam portal, I now discovered about Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Dona Lagos that with Nigerians and a lot of people still don't know it today. The professional diploma of Nigerian of Public Relations is equivalent to HND and BSc. And with the professional diploma, you can go on and do your PGD. May your masters, may your PhD.
Wow.
So I felt like as if man in a way. So I went back, I abandoned everything because I read about PR. J made extensive studies. So I now loved it. I felt like this is where I was called.
Wow.
So one the normal university. I left early. I left my mates very early. Where Lagos. Where we made PGD.
Wow.
Chance after many years. Now try to make my masters. I'm doing my masters currently now. You understand? Now UNN.
Okay.
Unique.
Education, or let me use university education, going to school. Can do the role on a play Nihemado Gabono. Just opposing it with the fact that some of these Nnewi billionaires did not even have it. Can do the role investigation they play.
First, I want us to understand what education is.
Yes.
You understand? Even the word education is right from the word educo. It means to draw out, to develop from from within. You understand? So, in my own way, an educated person is not somebody who has gone to university or who has experienced the 4 walls of university. An educated person is somebody who has been able to develop the faculties of his mind, so he can be able to achieve whatever that he wants to achieve in life without violating the rights of others. So you might pass through the university without being educated, and that's the truth. We have a lot of people who have graduated. University and our systems of education makes you to be learned. It doesn't actually make you to be educated. Once the faculties of your mind, once your potentials are not realized, you haven't been educated. You understand? So we have most of the people we feel that they are not educated because they didn't go to school are more educated than us.
Yes.
You understand? They are more educated than us. That's how I see it, and that's the reality. You understand? So you see somebody that have gone through school, he has not been able to realize his potential. He has not been able to develop his potential. You understand? That person is schooled.
Yes.
But not really educated. Educated is when you have been able to develop what you have inside. You understand? The German word, the Latin word for education means educo. It means to draw out. There is something inside of you need to draw out.
So that means is self. It's about self.
Yeah, it's about self. There's something in you. There's a potential in you. You need to draw out and develop. And the truth is that the school system was developed to develop for people to develop education. For people to be educated. You understand? But most times, the unfortunate thing is that
they
most
end up
times,
being learned.
yes, they end up being schooled. You understand? Not really being educated. You understand? So that's it. So we have a lot of people who have passed through the school system, but they are not developed. Their potential is just now lying dormant. You understand? Their potential is just now lying dormant, or just no there. You understand? Then when they Shenaha Agaro school, you understand? These people discover themselves very early.
Yes.
You understand? And another thing is that with different sources of education, it's not only the school system.
Yes.
You understand? When they also go reading about people, the knowledge of people. You understand? Then there are a lot of people that they're self-taught. You can teach yourself. You understand? And thank God that in a digital age, a lot of people have gone far, not because of what they acquired through school, but because of their personal development.
Yes.
You understand? So there are different sources of education. It's not only the school system. You can self-teach yourself. You understand? So even me, I've gone far in life based on personal education, not school education, based on personal education. Yeah.
As you're saying this, I'm actually relating to it because, I have a Netflix in my house, and then whenever I want to watch anything, I feel I'm wasting my time whenever I'm watching action movie, watching love. But whenever I watch documentary, I am, I see myself.
You feel like you're in school.
Yes. Documentary taught me about Adolf Hitler, taught me about Biggie and Tupac, because people were saying their personal encounter.
Yes, that's education.
That's education. And somebody like me that likes watching football.
Yeah,
I don't like watching football in a viewing center because of I don't hear the commentary. Okay, that commentary is my education.
Yes.
They're telling me who has done this thing that this person just did now first. But you that is in viewing center did not hear it. So tomorrow, if I tell you, say it's a lie.
Yes.
But I was also listening to that commentary. They were teaching me. Yeah. So it was just beyond entertainment. It's not about education. As a youth mentor, how do you think that a lot of young people can start drawing within themselves? What is the processes? What are the things that you have to do to start encountering the real education? What can you guide some people, because some of them may not even know what to do and then how to go about it? Go ahead.
The young people should start reading books. The white man said that if you want to hide anything in an African, put it in a book. You understand? And unfortunately, I'm worried about our generation, the generation that are coming up. I'm even worried about my generation. You understand? Because we have a lot of, blockhead people who, Professor Pat Totomi said that education is the liberation of the mind. And how your mind is going to be liberated is by books, whether you like it or not. You understand the amount and volume of books we have. I've read over 1,000 books. In my house, one thing you know, everybody in my house has a library. You understand? We learned it from my father. You know my brother, he has a library. I have a library. My sister, everybody have library in my house because we read books a lot. You understand? And that's why most times when people come to me, they say they want to be like this. Are you ready to pay the price? You understand? Because a lot of people waste their youth.
They do.
They waste their youth. You understand? And it is during that youthful season, that's when you have to build a lot of foundation. Nnamdi Azikiwe says something. He said, give me my youth back and I'll pay any amount of money to have it. You understand? That there is a time that once your youth stage is past, even me, if I see how I can, I'm on 40. If I see, 42. If I can see how I can reduce my age back to 20, I'll be so happy. You understand? Because I feel that there is a lot of things I could have done. You understand? So the youth should invest in personal development and in books. You understand? But I'm worried. The social media is a distraction.
A big time.
This social media is a distraction. When I was young, you understand? When I was in my teenage years, I used to trek from my house to, there's what we call roundabout, the newspaper stand. I read every newspaper. That's almost all the whole newspaper there. You understand? Then you now start reading magazines.
Yes.
We go in the morning and come back in the evening. Especially when my father is out of town. You understand? You go in the morning and come back evening because, you know, you're reading, trying to have current affairs, no every other thing. Then, apart from that, we have other books. You understand? Motivational, not just motivational, biographies. You understand? You know, that's it. You understand? So the best way youth can develop themselves is by reading books. You understand? Not junks. We have a lot of junks. You understand? Now we have the kind of leaders that we are growing now. You understand? Empty people. People that are looking up to, they want to be like Pella, Jarvis. These guys are empty brains. But these are the people that our looks are, you understand? And if you observe now, our country, the younger generation are more focused on entertainment.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a content creator and
yes, what makes a great country, you understand, is their strength on science and technology. That's what makes a great country. You understand? Science and technology. Now there is no more emphasis. There's no motivation on people going into science, going into tech, going into digital. There's no emphasis. Everybody is now, people are ready to be naked. You understand? Shooting, all those kind of a thing. And these are the people that the British Council predicted are going to be our future asset. You understand? Was it not in 2000 that the British Council predicted that our youth, not oil, are going to be our most valuable resource? So if in the next, we are approaching that years, in the next 30 years, by 2030, 2040, the population of our youth, which is now our resource, you understand, but there is no depth in them. I pity for our generation. You understand? So these things are among other things I say that no, people like us, we need to get involved. We need to re-inspire this generation back. We need to start talking. You understand? Holding seminars, valuable seminars that are impactful. You understand? Showing them the future. Everybody, every serious-minded young person in this country now is leaving the country. That really wants to, because they are not seeing the opportunity, the platform for them to be great. You understand? Except people who just want to make money from ring right. You understand? But any serious tech person,
yes,
you understand, that wants to, the people that wants to go far, that have vision, you understand, in innovating something from physics, chemistry, all of them are leaving the country. You understand? Going to countries that offer them the platform, that recognizes their talent. You understand? But our media is now focusing on people, musicians, content, you know, those kind of things. So I worry for my generation, honestly.
Echola na ama nwa gị isi. Anana enwero police case. Anana enwero court case. Bịaba na Pine Leaf Estate. Sọsọ fọnwa bụ ife ga-enye nwu gị ya. Anaghị abịa igolu edika mmiri oyi. Ịma nwe issue. Ndị obodo ama nchụgharị gị. Ndị youth ama nchụgharị gị. Pine Leaf Estate.
You mentioned depth, and I understand. You know, a lot of people are just on the surface. And then when you say debt, I remember when the Bible said, "Deep calleth unto deep."
Yeah.
A lot of people are just shallow.
Yeah.
I understand that. We'll still get to that part. You worked with Innoson for a while.
Yeah.
What was your portfolio?
Okay, I was the head of corporate communication, and apart from that, I became the personal assistant to the chairman.
Innocent Chukwuma.
Innocent Chukwuma. So it was a 2-job portfolio I was doing at the same time, and was doing them effectively well.
How was the experience for you?
Innoson is a university. You understand? My first few years working with Innoson, just the first few months working in Innoson, I understood how depth he was. You understand? And then I used to believe that every great person has a library. You understand? That they are where they attract the kind of knowledge they attract. But I think he was the only person that was different. You understand? But the truth is that Innoson is just a great thinker. Because most times he's always just like Bill Gates. When Bill Gates was young, he was always like this. And the mom was like, I don't understand though, why is this boy, maybe he has a psychological problem. But when he took Bill Gates to a psychiatric, they said, I leave this guy is going to be great. You understand? That he's thinking. You understand? So thinking is the hardest job. So one of the things that I learned from Innoson is a great thinker. You always have time to think. There are times that if you come to his house, if you understand, there's always crowd in his house. He will silently leave and go to the factory to go and sit down. Just one person is enough. Just one person. You say, yeah, because I'm his PA, I will follow him. He goes to he wants to have a moment. Only him will stay at the factory thinking. So that's what. So then I joined him. I didn't understand how he became great. You understand? And I asked him that I don't understand that. Since I've been expecting to see a library where you get inspiration, all those kind of things. He laughed and asked me a question. He said, who are my, I've read a lot of books. I said yes. He said, who are the people that I've admired most that have changed the course of the earth? I said Thomas Edison. He said, who again? I said Abraham Lincoln. He said, who again? I said, these two. I know these two. He said, okay. He said, those people, how many books do they read? Yes, I say, I don't know. Most of these guys are God critical thinkers. He now told me I belong to them. I belong to that grade of people. Say, we are the people that think out innovation and apply. People now read us. It didn't really make sense to me. It's after some years of working with him, and now observe his thought pattern. You understand that where he gets most of his innovation is by deep-rooted thinking.
A lot of people mistake thinking for worrying. That's why they say you think too much, you have high BP, you have this one. Thinking is actually different from worrying and everything. Somebody that worked closely with Innoson, you've actually given us at least a brief thing about him. Kedu onye Innoson bụ to ani Igbo? I asked somebody who is his hero. He said Innoson is his Igbo hero. I was expecting him to maybe say Ojukwu or say, Zikiwe. He said no, that Innoson is his hero. I asked him why. He said that he situated the highest, motor plant in Africa in his hometown, Anambra. What is Innoson to Ali Iwo? Who is it that we've not actually seen? Go ahead, please.
Well, Innoson is, I see him as an inventor and as an innovator, and somebody that a lot of our young people needs to, copy, emulate. You understand? He's just a local man that just wants to remain local. You understand? He believes that the only way we can develop East is for us being local. Everybody needs to come back. You understand? almost all his properties are in the east. Telling him that there's a property in Lagos, say he's not interested. He's going to yield that. He said, I'm not interested. You understand? There was a time that he was developing, building a lot of structures in the Nnewi they call plaza, and people were like, he's just wasting money. That the amount that if he build this thing in Abuja, if he build this thing in Lagos, you understand that he's going to make a lot of money. You understand? And I complained to him. I said, these are what people are saying. He said that's the point that people are thinking. You understand that Nnewi is an emerging urban area that people are coming in, and when these people are coming in, their accommodation is going to be a problem for them. You understand that he's trying to solve accommodation problem where businesses can have this thing, or have people with businesses. You understand where they are going to have their space. Yes. That he's not doing it because of money. He's doing it because he wants to open up the town. That yes, you understand that if he builds this thing in Abuja, if he builds them in Lagos, that he's going to make more money. But money is not his motivation. You understand? That money is not his motivation. He told me the same thing, like going into manufacturing. You understand that if it was money that he was looking at, that is easier for you to be richer doing export than doing manufacturing. Manufacturing is a passion thing. It's not because of money. There is a lot of people, because he knows that a lot of people, the people before him that have invested in manufacturing, that they all lost. In fact, when he was setting up the motor factory, you understand, he has a friend that gave him an analysis that almost all the motor assembling plant in Nigeria, from Alamco to Vaughan to every other, that all of them are shut down. And these ones were that now Igbo people set them up. What about this one now? The assembly plant did not work. Is it manufacturing that is going to work? Because he actually set up a manufacturing company. Is it manufacturing that is going to work? You understand? He said no. He said that why he trying to do is that he wants to show that he has gone to China. You understand? I see that these things are not rocket science. That what he has seen in China, they can duplicate it in Nigeria. They can do it in Nigeria. It's a thing of passion. He wants, like, go on in Nigeria. Or go now they make money about it. Manakasi in Nigeria, na Nalumoto in Nigeria. So it's a passion thing. You understand? So he's not motivated by money. So and these are the things that some of our Southeast Ndewi Southeast, that have great businesses outside. It's just like what the governor is trying to do. You understand? The governor is not trying to attract foreign investors like Kandocha Bialuonka. You understand? Because I've actually taken time to study his policy. Governor not encouraging the buy no outside. Bia invest here, but he's trying to create the enabling environment. Oh, they created the enabling. Because he knows that the that will invest in Southeast Kanko. When you China, Gobia invest in Nigeria. You understand? Gobia invest in Anambra. Yes, on our manufacture those goods. But the truth is that all the money on they make and they to China. So it doesn't make sense to us. Yota, highest me and whatever government analo tax.
Yes.
Among the even the majority of the money na Apple. Man only buy nwelu factory eba na one make money on look more.
Yes.
On more factories. Now show expansions or
Yes.
Yota, man, the foreign investor is only interested in the money. Yota, the profit. I don't whether the profit. I know MTN. I don't whether Ghana, South Africa. Among the even so that's it. So just like Innoson, you understand, he want to encourage some other people. Come on, we are lower factory, you understand? No, that's the only way we can open up. You understand? And that's what actually made Nnewi what it is. Nnewi is known as one of the most industrial hub in Anambra State. You know, it's because of a lot of people then. You know, because immediately have an automobile. Yota, emepela afia nkwa ahụ. Ndị bụ ụzọ jee Taiwan, jee China na easy. For that now, most of the fire na atọ n'elu ya adịghị easy. The likes of Omata them, the likes of sent to them. Yota, they established the factory and allow almost all those things. Yota, eBay to them. Come into a battery, lower the battery. Yota, as of in the 80s, we have over 15 major manufacturing companies. mainly automobile. You understand? But because of the government policy and a lot of things, short wall down. But Innoson no way,
Yes.
Be there again. So he's leading a new generation of investors that needs to he's encouraging by what he has done now. On I encourage a new generation of investors. Let them come. They find our work. His factory has done this 16 years now for this test of time. You understand? So that they should also come and invest.
Dalorin, what Innoson is doing, is it assemblage or is it manufacturing?
Manufacturing. Assemblage, you that na rochago moto. You understand? Bunata zieye. Ibidoze na assembly. But Innoson is producing the body of the motor, the carcass.
Oh.
You understand? When the assembly enwero welding section. You understand? Assembly enwero a lot of most of the materials, the steel materials, one afia kind of You understand? Assembly enwero eba na treatment, painting section.
Just for you to put them together.
Just for you to couple them together. You understand? But they're not in the build from the scratch, a lower motor. You understand? Lower the carcass. From the organa treatment. A treat chaya. You understand? Abana painting. A paint is an assembly line. Where assemble was it? Tinye electricals, tinye the upholstery, tinye fixtures, moko, matches if any now. Oje na quality control, oje test all those things. To final finishing. Final finishing, make sure you get to quality control. Test was the satisfy to the market. So if on him, and he's the only till today, he's the only company in where man, but not easy. Other people are easy for that not easy. Buffalo. So it's not for profit. Or they made that thing for profit. In fact, is a very fact. It's just passion that sustains him. Passion.
Dalu, as somebody that was at the heart of what he was doing, how true is that Nigerian government policy does not favor Igbo industrialists like him? You know, remembering the case of Ibeto Cement and Dangote Cement them. How is Nigerian government policy and how favorable it is to someone like Innoson? Makandi mwiki cho Ibido in future.
A lot of things. People now a fake news and people never had a research.
Yes.
You got the government policy in favor of in terms of duty. You got a full duty and you got in terms of patronage. In fact, when the first policy about buying made in Nigeria. You on the Senate committee, China, where let's develop this policy to help this thing. In terms of policy, although there's what is politics, another one is implementation. You understand the policy that has been developed for the automobile this thing, or for the companies, all favor your former. You understand? On the implementations,
yes.
Untouchable 100%, but not wire.
Yes.
On wire. He's been getting a lot of attention, even in this present government. You understand? In terms of patronage. You understand? He's been getting a lot of.
That's a good one. At least it is encouraging for people that would want to come into the field. And then hopefully, hope is not because he's the only one doing it. So that clearly, in a competition.
The market is open for everybody. You understand? It's just that now most of the people this thing now got to the easier one. The easier one is just to most times how collect a license for manufacturing.
Yes.
We don't have a bunata with that license, a bunata moto fully. You understand? Only bunata moto, only FBA fully built vehicle, only bunata liano. You can know an advantage than onye melifena because that tax government personally charge,
Yes.
You a charge here. You but they are those more cheaper.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That charge. They can compete with Innoson.
Okay.
So all those places can government immediately in a bayanya. Will find more another incentive for him because you never know where the bunata Yota. The materials. Yota bido from the scratch. Lower. Yota. Olochazie. Onye general kwa license. Yota. No, they know that she bunata raw materials, but no, they bunata the ifena. Yota. So a lot of things are not off. Yota. So there's a and compete.
Nice. Let's go to the reason why we actually brought you here. And when I know we saw a press release from you that you are living in Innoson for a greater passion and everything. First of all, you mentioned politics, that you want to venture into politics. Why are you living in Innoson? It's not something you can be doing also while working in Innoson, first of all.
Well, if you understand, politics is actually partisan. You understand? And people like working in the corporate world, you understand, you don't really need to be partisan. You understand?
Okay.
If we have to be honest with ourselves,
yes,
you just have to. Yes, you have to be supporting the government and every other thing, but you don't really need to be partisan. You understand? So I needed to be free. You understand? Because there comes a time in a man's life. You understand? You feel that there needs to be a change. You understand that this is your next phase of life. So as I approached 40, I knew that this is my next phase of life.
Yes.
So I needed to take time to start, entering that phase. You understand? Until finally this year,
yes,
you understand that I made up my mind that na time go. And thank God for my chairman understanding. I have to let him know that this is my new phase, and he encouraged me, and I left.
And he blessed you.
I left, so you can focus. So because another thing is that now I keyed in. I've actually been would I say a student or a follower of Professor Charles Soludo.
Oh,
You understand?
Yes.
Right? He got my attention during the banking consolidation. So I've actually followed him. You understand? In fact, there was a time that after he left, you understand, our economy was in shambles.
yes,
You understand? Although our economies, when he left, when he had when shaking the under
Yes.
Sanusi,
Yes.
this thing, you understand? So, but there was an article he wrote, you understand, that that quenched a lot of situation. I have to look for his number. Boy, he didn't pick. Later in the night, he called back the number. You understand? I introduced myself. We spoke for over 1 hour discussing about this thing. So that made me fell in love with him. You get my point? So then another one, when I felt like it's time, you understand, to step out from the corporate world, was the first year, when he celebrated the first year achievement. You understand? We are now the conference center. I went there. You understand? That was when I even had time to look at the vision of the governor and the vision he has for Anambra State in the next 50 years. You understand? So, in fact, the goose pimple, because I'm a PR person. PR believes in planning, strategic planning. You understand?
Yes.
So that is a student of strategic management. You understand? Now offer her a vision for an outline way, principles of actualizing that vision. You understand? You will want to be part of it. Because not all the states, you don't know why you benefit. So when I saw the vision, I said, no, that everybody needs to play a part. That was when I started preaching. You understand? About people need to support this government. You understand? That now, for the first time, that now, Augustly, clear vision of Eba Naije. You understand? Making Anambra a livable, prosperous, smart mega city. You understand? From everything was outlined. The Anambra Mixed-Use Industrial City, and there are a lot of things. You understand? So I said that we need to be part of it. You understand? So that's why. So I have to leave from the corporate this thing. You understand? To venture into partisan politics. You understand? I've always been, if you know my background anyway, I've always been like this. From school, I was when I was in from Unizik, when I was in pre-science, before I joined, we got admission to this thing. I was the president of Anambra Students Association.
Wow.
And before then, in Nnewi, I founded the first student movement in Nnewi, known as Student Welfare Association of Nigeria. We metaphors into when we now have a lot of our young people that we are not, because we say these ones are mainly for you to be a part, you must be in university. So at the time, the movement was waxing strong, and the politicians, the leaders of the day, we identifying with it. But we have a lot of our young people that wanted to be part of us, but on the business, but they are interested in joining the youth movement. You understand? So we metaphors and now brought them in and we renamed it from Student Welfare Association of Nnewi to Student Welfare to Future Democrats. You understand? And Future Democrats, we frame metaphors now to Ikemba youth.
Oh.
That played an active part for P2B. I was the founder of that movement.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? I was the founder of that. Everything started from my house. So I moved here from my house. You understand? Wow. So there were any young boy from my teenage years, I started early in political awareness because I read a lot. There were mentors in Nnamdi Azikiwe. You understand? When it was in my SS1, you understand? I read about Nnamdi Azikiwe, his contribution, and I also wanted to be a nation builder. You understand? And it marvels me that most of the things they were pointing out as of then, you understand, that happened now. You understand? From by Chinua Achebe, you understand? I've read almost everything. His articles on politics, on Nigeria transformation, and every other thing. So, always some things that we make us say, it cannot afford our leadership failure. You understand? So, most of us say that no, we need to enter into leadership. You understand? To give it another new breed. Yeah.
Gallerin, I read your release too. Your choice about going into politics, that you need to be a key player. What is it about Nigerian politics that you want to come and play a part? You know, people say that politics is a dirty game. You know, what is it about our politics that you think we lack that you want to come in with something new? What is it about politics? Go ahead.
Vision. Nature abhors vacuum. I took time to study most times the people that will make leaders. You understand? We have few who have strategic vision and strategic plan to make a turnaround. We only have few that have tasted that position. And also, most times, the people that also have those strategic visions, strategic plans, are actually interested. Yet maybe because of the rousy nature, the rousy terrain of the politics, they like to stay away. You understand? But the truth is that now both you and the nation, your nation, now suffer where. So you have to find a way to go through that rousy terrain, just like Professor Soludo did. You have to go through this rousy terrain. Now try to correct the change. You understand? So one of the things about this thing is the Nigerian why we are not getting it right is because we don't have people who have strategic vision. Most times I know we're accidental leaders. People ain't what they plan. But somehow, by virtue of one thing or the other, they end up being there. And if the idea, what is anything you get my point? Time we lose somebody who has a vision, that pass through that distance, that rousy distance. And that's why I want to encourage a lot of people of likes mind, people who have vision, people that wear clarity of purpose, of what they want, that if they are given an opportunity, you understand, this is what they all of them need to come out en mass. You understand, I storm more the political leadership. You understand? The lepers in the hope of the living dead by Professor Olaro Timi want to know something. He said that if the society will not do something to change their situation, then they will be inadequacy. and difficult, they are going to rise up to effect a change.
Yes.
You understand? I want to encourage all of them to come out, because 40 years ago, in 1983, Chinua Achebe wrote a book, said the trouble with Nigeria. Odonana one day, so to Abanyaka, we chekata about his country. Owola he spent and wrote, and one sitting wrote something, a book called The Trouble with Nigeria. You understand? And in one of those quotes, he said, does he ever worry us that history? The people that he was talking to them were my fathers. When my father was, the generation of my fathers, were in leadership. In fact, the generation of Obasanjo, they were in leadership. They were the people he was talking to. When I heard that, does it ever worry you that history, which neither personal power nor wealth can preempt, will pass terrible judgment on you? You understand? After you have accomplished your betrayal, have left. Or when I don't have to say, we have lost the 20th century. Are we bent on seeing that our children loses the 21st century? We are the children Chinua Achebe was talking about.
Yes.
We are the children.
Yes.
Until today, those things on a who can aim. You understand? So we have to summon courage and enter. You understand? Or say that now I are willing go away waste. You understand? Most of us in our organization, we have we have done exemplary leadership. You understand? We have managed our businesses well, managed a lot of things well. You understand? This is the time to manage the human beings, manage the wealth of the resources. You understand? So they perceive where people who have clarity of purpose, clarity of vision. You understand? For them to enter. You understand? Nature abhors vacuum. If they don't enter,
Nature abhors vacuum.
You understand?
I get it.
If they don't enter, you understand? So we need somebody with a clarity of vision, just like Professor Soludo, who understands. That is one of his leadership quotes I admire. He said, you cannot make a clap with one hand. It takes a second hand to make a clap. You understand? We have had vision. We have had leaders who have been leading us that have been trying to make a clap with one hand. You understand? We need a leader that can be able to carry the Nigerian people, because he said that the second clap, I believe, is the Nigerian people. You understand? So we need somebody that understands the Nigerian people, our stubbornness, and carry us along. You understand? To be able to make an effective change in the society.
Ndị be anyị, unu kpọrọ nya bụ oku, anyị azago. Ugbu a, ị ga-abụnwu onye ọbịa na gbam, n'agbanyeghị ebe ọbụla ị nọ n'ụwa. Ị chọrọ ka anyị gbaa gị ajụjụ ọnụ, maọbụ ị chọrọ ka ụwa nụ ọnụ gị? Deere anyị ozi maọbụ kpọọ anyị n'akara ekwentị ndị a ị na-ahụ n'iru onyonyo gị. Daalụnụ. What is it about this politics that we need to summon courage to do? You don't summon courage to go to school. You don't summon courage to be a banker. You don't summon. What is about this politics that a lot of people dread it? Like, happen, and then you will now see the bad eggs are full there. Can you hear in the Nigerian politics that you need to summon courage to come in?
Fighting corruption. You have to fighting corruption. See, let me tell you, there was a former leader. I don't want to mention his name, in Anambra State, as of then, that went to meet some godfathers. In the field, no hana obodo. Say that na kahanyeli aka, that he wants to, coach ishi Anambra chia ofuma. So now, when he now outlined his vision, this one, that one, say, what about us? I said, these are, on that, they want to say, come be a fight. I say, you can't get it. The truth is that a lot of people are benefiting now. Obodado Roman and Anambra State, Obodado Roman and Nigeria, a lot of people are benefiting. You understand? So the people that actually wants to come and fight have not been able to summon courage to fight those people. You understand? Maybe because of the fear of life and every you understand? And a lot of for that to headache. They just want politics side or can docha. You attack. It can never be. You understand? We need a leader with courage that can be able to confront corruption, confront corrupt people. You have to look them both in the eye. Say,
you are corrupt.
You are corrupt. It is time
to pack up.
To pack up. You understand? This is the wealth of the nation, the resources of the people. You understand? Because the resources of this nation is controlled by less than 1% or even 1%, less than 1% of the population.
Yes,
You understand? Jide na kana askwandoli. The corporate world, working with Innoson, be able to transverse a lot of places, the presidency and a lot of things. So I saw things. I said that it can't continue to be like this. You understand? It can't continue to be the right people needs to be there. Until the right people are there, but I don't know. You understand? Even the scripture said that when the righteous are in power,
the people rejoice.
The people rejoice. You understand? So the right people have to be there. You understand? So far now I wanna dodge a batana leadership. If I baby. You understand? So that's why people like us are trying to get involved.
Not too young to run, they're calling on young people to come in. Then at a time we have the youngest governor in Nigeria, the governor of Kogi State at a time, Yahaya. And people were like, is this what the young people would do? What do you think, like such an experiment, what do you think is doing to allowing the young to lead? What do you think such experiment has done to such vision?
First, yeah, the truth is that you made a point there, but the truth is that it's relative too. Some young people that have had an opportunity have been able to also abuse it.
Yes.
You understand? Or this call that Nayadubo already for leadership. I have been an advocate of young people to take over governance, that they need to be there. We need to fuel their energy. There is a lot of benefit for youth being in leadership, being in politics. It has a lot of tremendous benefit. You understand? But some of those people too, because that the blind doesn't lead the blind. You understand? A situation whereby, just like you mentioned, okay, Kogi, all those kind of things. But in other places that young people, you understand? When he became the economic advisor to the president. You understand? So we have a lot of young people that have, when platform we are giving, they showed exception. So the place of the attendant benefits of young people being in politics, you understand, to the nation, you understand, it's undisputed. So I just maybe one of maybe like Alpha, you understand, because now in the news, as a media person, what makes news abroad na akwa channel. You understand? No na akwa channel, not the ego. It makes news. You understand? So there's a blues. You don't call it like opportunity. What are the people that at our independence? Most of the people that we are leading us, these are young people in their 30s.
People that led Q and then changed the course of their history.
Yes, these are young people. These are people in their 30s and 40s. You understand? That we are leading us. You understand? The person that moved the motion for the independence of Nigeria, Anthony Nehara, he was 27 years. He's a young person. You understand? So it can be undisputed the benefit of young people, you understand, in leadership. And we want to encourage a lot of them to come in. You understand? And another is that, but we need, more importantly, you understand, people that have strategic vision. Because when you have strategic vision, better. You understand? If I was there for this thing continues, not really every young people should enter. Young people with strategic vision and direction in nation building, and age. You understand? These are the people we need in politics.
Because I was about to ask you, is it the youthfulness that we need in leadership or the brain?
The brain.
Because abroad also can energy more work energy or strategic planning.
Yes.
And then everything. But you've actually even answered the question before I ask you. As you ventured into politics now, let's now narrow it down to Anambra politics. Where do you think we are getting it wrong as in the Anambra when it comes to our political politically? Where do you think we are getting it wrong?
The truth is that now, not just Anambra, Igbo, you understand, their level of political sagacity You understand? All the from low to average. You understand? All the from low to average. Imagine most times that now our young people, they don't really understand. They still base their politics on emotion instead of logic. You understand? Our politics most times what can do on emotion. No, it is our turn. You understand? What if it's your turn and won't hold the right person that will change the face of governance there? You understand? All those kind of a thing. So we need, political wisdom, sagacity, that awareness for people to understand what leadership is. I'm afraid about this the present government in Anambra State. You understand? When I was understanding their strategic vision, you understand the plans they have for Anambra. So my problem was continuity. How do we ensure that the present government have another set of forward-thinking leader that will continue to implement this policy? Not a leader Batahana, Squash Yanka, a Bidoka another one. You know that doesn't even have a direction.
Yes.
You understand? This one, that they take it time, they spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of resources, they spend a lot of time to be able to develop. This is the blueprint. You understand? And every person, I've confirmed that this is the right way to go. You understand? The continuity. Because he has just 4 more years. 4 years is like 20 years. You understand? Because election I say only I go do first. Yeah, do you want but the kind of politics we play. No. After 4 years, not a jabber. Those kind of things. So these are the things that our political sagacity developable. From low to average. I hear hot about what it means is leadership, effective leadership. You understand? A sustainable leadership. I hear because not only way I be done Ziana. I will design a system that works for us. You understand? Because the truth is that all that government you are benefiting in terms of infrastructure. You understand? In our tax, and now for the benefit of the tax, the infrastructure, everything. You understand? I came in here and I saw that there are a lot of infrastructure you are providing for yourself to make your business work. You understand? But the truth is that the government can see they provide all these things. So now, a government a strategic plan on how to ensure that in the next 10 years, in the next 12 years, everything you do. But he has only 4 years. After that 4 years, maybe he was not able to get another person that will take over from it. An outsider, but a disrupt. These are the things that has been affecting our development as a nation.
You're very right, because they got a new governor. Obata, what he's caring about Boije Kutu no Onyanwarubo before. Ije reward wa nke omebo. Otu agata enwe solution nke nwa. Onwe ike next governor problem abolo ibia change ba afa niile from solution to nke. Well, you be asking, is this the problem that we have? And you mentioned about emotion. Achom ke igba touch of we're too emotional as in the Igbo.
Yeah.
We're too emotional. That is why we are suffering from bandwagonism. As no back, as no and that is why some of Ndi Igbo speak so ill of Nnamdi Azikiwe with them. People that fought for our democracy, and then people that were Pan-Africans. Emotion. Now, what do you think emotion has done for Ndi Igbo as a people? Is it our undoing? How do we go forward from here?
I think most times it's all lack of education in terms of when I'm talking about education or history. You understand? Because most of our youth, the young people, they don't even have more the history of the past, heroes of our past. You just treat people well idea. Like for example, how do I become involved in trying to understand Nigeria? You understand? When I was in SS1, we have a maths teacher. You understand? I came in. One of the best maths students in Federal Okiwe there, Mr. Angono. He came instead of teaching us maths. When I say I am on with civil war in Nigeria, he decided to teach us, tell us about civil war in Nigeria. Yes, I'm a name with civil war, but the details. So when he was talking about the civil war, the goose pimple now happened now. You understand? So, I was like, I need to know more about this thing. And in federal school, I went library. You understand? Any kind of books they shall learn do there, from the whole Guinness Book Record, the whole history books, every other thing. You understand? For the next few months, all my break period on a school library can know. You understand? That's where I read up a lot of things about Nnamdi, because library don't borrow books out. You have to go there to read. If you go check the next day, you understand? For almost the whole of my SS1, whereby SS2, I spent my break period in the library, because I go kanko. I was hunger to know more. In fact, there was a time that maybe a night prep. Some of my students were teaching 10. Even at my night prep, students na gather in my corner. I don't see any desk. Now I call her, her lecture about this thing. But that was when people started telling me that you are going to be a leader in Nigeria. You understand? Because how in depth, and I have one from that same school can say what are those things. But I has been when I'm able to because I was now enjoying the whole this thing. You understand? So the truth is that now our people lack knowledge. I lack a knowledge of the heroes, of the activities of our past heroes. You understand? And you know that propaganda sells more. You understand? Like during the war, one of the things that helped kill the Nigerian Biafran war was propaganda. You understand? In Biafran side. You understand? All propaganda, not pure PR. I'm a PR person, so I understand what propaganda does to the society. You understand? I understand what propaganda does to the society. So we try to counter it by pure public relation acts. You understand? So now, during the war, for example, ebe a na-egbusi ndị Igbo, ndị nọ na redio na-ekwu na ndị Igbo na-egbusisi ndị mmadụ.
Okonko ndem.
Mana ịma na ọ na-egbe ha na-egbusisi ndị Igbo, onye ọ na-eteki akwado maka onye ọ na-ala ikike ahụ. Mana ịgwa people na ndị Igbo na-emeli, onye elu ọdụ relax, they were na we are winning the war, not knowing that we are losing the war. So I jelo Gambia the same thing for this Biafran, the new set of Biafran agitations. The falsehood and the propaganda do there, they go brainwash a lot of people. People are more than kill the truth. You understand? They have been able to successfully painted white black and painted black white. You understand? And then was because when they went time, AJ made research. The difference between a consultant and this thing is that a consultant takes time to go and read books, make your research. You understand? And then informed decision. These are part of the things I also saw in this present government. You understand? Under Soludo. When I was telling people Soludo was working, I said, I don't understand. You understand? And, people in the street. You understand? But I took time for that. It's because that now, in which the effective communication that put out from the part of the government, you are even you are to the down to the street. You understand? We as a PR person, we take it upon ourselves to start educating people. You understand? Even at the time, I even went to the mainstream. You understand? To talk about what. So can you any make mistake? Again, make sure that we continue that the right leadership. You understand? Because our people, that most times emotions are blinded by falsehood. You understand? Yeah, for the marketers know that people does not respond to needs. They respond by emotion. That's why for example, now here for any logo. You understand? Or you go straight to go logo. Or money or raise your emotions. You got to connect why by the time all land is in Ogo, before I pussy, if I go and I go, you whoop that's where you most of even in our own call was Ogo now way for an when we had the experience in my about serious boss, if then Ofogo ya go if any I feel can. Not because the people are knowledgeable, but the man understand that now go straight to the point in EABA or manage your emotions.
Yes.
And most of the emotions are based on falsehood.
Yes.
Yes. So that is it. What you understand? So I also want to advise the government too, both at the national, from the state to the local level. You understand? They need to invest more on effective communication.
Yes.
You understand? Because now the ogre no know near street do a lot. You understand? They need to start facing the facts. You understand? You need to start using facts to be able to clean up the falsehood on the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that clarification. Now, if I go into you are venturing into partisan politics, where are you starting from? Where do we hope to see Cornel? Igaputazo governor, Igaputazo chairman, Igaputazo. Where are you starting from? Go ahead, please.
Well, I want to start from my community. You understand? Because if you don't show workings from your community, Potawara from the state. You understand? My interest is to start from my community, to start more effective leadership from my community. You understand? As of last year, I found out what we call the Nnewi digital community,
Yes.
where we are trying to build a digital ecosystem.
Yes.
It has not been easy, you understand, but we are getting there. We are getting a lot of results, creating the awareness. You understand? These are the kind of leadership I'm providing too. You understand? And also aspiring into community leadership.
Yes.
You understand? Because we need. Nnewi is a great town. You understand? A great town. By now, it's supposed to be a major city, not just in Anambra, but in Nigeria. You understand? And growing up, I know the level of development Nnewi Luona when I was young. You understand? And I feel that we should have gone past that.
Yes.
You understand? But I feel that it's just because that we have not had effective leadership at the local level. You understand? Just like Detroit in Michigan, in USA. You understand? It used to be a major in the mid-20s. It was a major industrial hub in America. You understand? Providing jobs to over 1 million people. You understand? But somehow, within the 60s, 70s, you understand? It became an old shadow of itself.
Yes.
You understand? Capital flight, human brain drain, and a lot of things. You understand? It takes a very strategic leadership from a mayor to enter. You understand? And change the face of Detroit. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that anyway, a strategic vision, a visioneer, better known as a community, and a change the cost of development. You understand? So I want to see, if given an opportunity, whether we can be able to change the cost of development to Nnewi. You understand? To make it to be the #1 industrial hub.
So, you get from your people first.
Yes, I want to start from my people.
Why do you think your people need someone like you?
Because they need somebody like me. You understand? I've been able to prove myself. You understand? I'm a movement in terms of leadership, in terms of getting results. I know how to get results. My background in PR have developed me to set a goal and how to set a goal and achieve it. You understand? So, and everything that I've done. You understand? I don't start and I don't leave abandoned project. I set a goal and achieve it. You understand? Now, me and my team, we are planning on how to make Nnewi an enviable city. You understand? So we know that if we're given the opportunity, that we are going to make Nnewi an enviable city. You understand? And it's come with a strategic vision. Nnewi rising.
Dalo. Nnewi get politically. Hanogebe hakwese no. Or are they on the right track? Kona ha ebidobede politically, as you're seeing them?
For some years, Nnewi has been playing opposition politics.
Opposition,
You
okay.
understand? Doesn't like a guy like this. How I like a guy like this. You understand? And it has affected development. You understand? And one of the things we did recently, you understand, was to align Nnewi to the center.
Okay.
You understand? Now we have aligned Nnewi to the center. It has been getting a lot of the government attention to it. You understand? So now we are in partnership with the government. We are going to with a visioneer at the forefront, at the driving seat. We are going to gain a lot.
Dalorin. Politics is if you want to change the game, you must come on board.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that people should run away from. And then politically, you know, somebody like me now, politics, most times people think is when they went to vie for governor. That's when they're politically involved. You know, we in the media, we are playing our role too. Yes. From wherever you are, you can contribute. Having a voter's card is you playing a part as well. You know, having a say, having an opinion, you know, is you playing a role. And then I must actually commend you for that. As a youth mentor, any of them can equal one or two things about the young people. The young people, we seem to have derailed a lot. Yeah. And then we are now in the digital age. What do you think the content creation has done? Now, everybody wants to be on Facebook, social media. A lot of people are there consuming instead of producing. What do you think content and the whole advent of social media has done to the youth? Are we using it well? Go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah. In one aspect, I say we are using it well.
Okay.
You understand? In another aspect, say we are overusing it.
Okay.
You understand? Using it is that, like I said, I won't blame the most of the young people that have taken, because that is they say garbage in, garbage out. You understand? It is the content, what they have inside, that's what they are bringing. But the end point is survival. Everybody wants to survive. You understand? So that's why everybody, because of this is what they can do. You understand? Like, for example, I've monitored you for a very long time. Yes. You are one of the people who started content creation and every other thing.
Thank you.
Understand? So I believe that maybe you use that to build a brand for people to know you, but you have a strategic vision. This is not what you are doing then once where you are going.
That was not the end point.
Yeah, it wasn't the end point. You understand? So when you were able to build a large community of followership, you now set up something that is educative, something that is innovative. You understand? Something that is giving back to the society, helping people for their voice to be heard.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
The other one was part of entertainment and every other thing.
Yes.
But now you are now fulfilling vision.
Yes.
You understand? So that is it. That most times, most of the people, I wouldn't blame them. Why I say the survivor is that since some people have good grades.
Yes.
You understand? Not everybody have that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
You understand? Ability to start something and maybe start up a business venture and go to find a way to get funds to start. Not everybody have that spirit.
Yes.
You understand? And there is no jobs on the town. So if it is ring light that they can be able to set up to feed themselves, you wouldn't blame them.
Instead of partaking a crime.
Instead of doing crime. So most times you won't blame people. You understand? So now that we have had it, we also have people like us that need to start mentoring them. You understand? Giving them direction. Letting them know that, yes, this thing you are doing, this is not the end point. You understand? That from this is just a starting point. Then from here that you can be able to raise a finance. You understand? Or build a structure that you can use to enter something that is sustainable.
Yes.
You understand? Enter a business that with a clarity that has vision. You understand that it doesn't, the high point of your life doesn't start and end there, because what you are doing, where you are showcasing yourself. Like, for example, you have content now. You have your own media this thing. If TikTok fails tomorrow, you still have a platform to show.
Yes.
You understand? You have your website, you have where people, your followers can show.
Yes.
But most times, some of the business you are building on TikTok, tomorrow TikTok can be down.
Yes.
And you are phased out.
Yes.
So you need to have these things in mind.
Physical structure and then physical business.
Yeah, physical business. You understand that what you are doing here is just like a starting point. Once something starts coming out, you now go to and build something that is sustainable. You understand? So this is my advice to the use that are using content creation. You understand? To start up in life. Let them know that it doesn't
stop there.
You understand? They have to make money from that avenue and build something that is sustainable.
What's the fate of the Nigerian youth in Nigeria government? You've seen how Japa has actually taken a toll. And then you mentioned too that most people that are into science and tech are leaving the country. What is the fate of the Nigerian youth in this country? That some of them are frustrated. If you want to embark, do entrepreneurial study and everything, there's no way. And then a lot of people that are now ventured into politics, they just end up being data boys, the way they used to call them, just writing for the politician, just to make ends meet. What do you think is the way forward?
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The turn to make exercise, sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, bela kukwani, very natural food. Or if your body need it, just nyobana day to chukusike.
The Nigerian
the truth is that the Nigerian youth, just like the quote I gave by the lepers in the book of Olaro Tibi.
Yes.
You understand that if the society won't do anything, then them themselves should find something doing. The truth is that a politician or somebody will use you based on your capacity. You understand? Somebody will use you only based on your capacity. If it's only making noise on social media, you understand? A condemn man on social media, that's what you good at. You understand? But if you show something creative, you understand? Show your wealth of knowledge on a scale that will going to help the politician. He's going to use you definitely well on there.
Yes.
You understand? So they should have to learn to build their skill. You understand? And that's why I like what His Excellency is doing. You understand? Because in the if that now in the next, if this thing is sustained in the next 4 years, every year they want skills. When you're talking about digital skill in Nigeria, also on Anambra State, that's quality digital skill.
Right?
You understand? Yes, you understand. And also digital entrepreneurs, people who are making money on their own online, because the government seems to focus on investing so much on that area.
Yes.
The Soludo Innovation City, the 1 million digital tribe. You understand? Bringing a lot of courses that people that they have. I know when we are learning digital. I had a digital marketing company. I know how much I spent in trying to learn digital marketing. You understand?
Yes.
The thousands of naira that I paid, hundreds of thousands of naira I paid. You understand? But these people that are learning it almost at a free. You understand?
Yes.
At free. You understand? Based on government.
Yes.
Intervention, based on government intervention. You understand? So you see that now a lot of youth rising depends on the activities that the government is playing.
Yes.
You understand? But also some other states are not, and some other youths in other states are not privileged like in Anambra State. To them, I advise them that they should ensure that they go and build their skills. You understand? Because there are a lot of opportunities on the digital side. You understand? But in Anambra, the government is doing, making it easier. You understand? Raising a digital tribe. You understand? Having an innovation lab where a lot of all these digital skills, soft skills are being acquired at a very low price. You understand? And they are using it. They are going to use it for the job market, in the digital job market, you understand, to sustain themselves.
There is this Japa syndrome, like I told you. What do you think about it? If you onye chepo nyapo, onye gapo nyapo, half of Nigerian youths left the country.
Yeah.
Especially 2020, during and everything, hardship. Do you think living is actually the way out?
I don't believe that living is the way out, but I don't blame people who are living. You understand?
Okay.
If you have followed me from 2009, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2011, 2012, you understand? I was people who are preaching about people staying in Nigeria.
Yes.
You understand that a new Nigeria is possible. A new Nigeria is possible has been one of my tagline since 2007.
Yes.
You understand? But by 2012, 2013, even some of the people in New Nigeria is possible.
Yes.
That don't have any opportunity to ever.
Yes.
They say that my kind of person can survive in Nigeria because I'm on the street. That I'm a street guy. But to them, that nothing is working here. These are people who have been able to acquire a lot of digital skill, but they won't ever follow where they can be able to work. You understand? The kind of work. In fact, there's no platform to be able to explore. But they are seeing those opportunities outside.
Yes.
And I didn't blame them. They travel, and today they are big boys that are doing a lot for themselves. You understand? So what if I have encouraged them to stay? You understand? I encourage them to stay, and today, won't any reasonable thing. You won't blame them. You understand? Yeah, the Japa, this thing, all government will do a lot to reduce Japa, not people like us talking. Because if he's talking, we have done our best. You understand? If he's talking, we have done our best. I went on Nigeria is because of passion. If money making is my goal, I would have also gone out. Yes. You understand? But I feel that we need to stay here and make sure that Nigeria is great. You understand that I ain't with the patience. There was even a time I suffered a major health issue. You understand? And I felt like I need to move my family out. I'm on one. You understand? And my wife remembered me that one of the things that she attracted me was this nation building this thing. That she also have her own vision on building a sustainable brand in Nigeria that she will export. So Nigeria is that outside vision. You get my point. So most people that are here is just because of passion. You have deep-rooted passion. You understand? But most people who have survival mentality and they have the enabling skills and they know that their skills are needed outside. You understand? If those people are leaving, you don't blame them. Or the government, we have not been able to have forward-thinking government. You understand? It's only in most times I went on Anambra State doesn't know how blessed a leader we have now. You understand that the digital setup Omelu was able to go to China. You understand? I recognize it as the third most. That's the solution innovation. We don't understand what we have in Anambra State. You understand? The federal government should do a lot. You understand? A lot of nations are investing in education. You understand? From Qatar to Dubai, the Emirates, you understand? They're investing in education. You understand? But in our nation, I don't call that now. The government is more interested. The federal government is more interested in pointing opposition than build a sustainable nation. You get my point? So to reduce Japa, all the government called all. You understand? To re-engineer the country. You understand? To make the youth have hope again. You understand? When you want to relax, yeah. You know the brain drain that is going your time. So something neighbor entertainers, content creators, or how neighbor. Every other serious minded person is apple. You understand?
Yes.
Most of you will see that even what we are building in the digital drive, you understand? You see that at the end of the day, all these people, all virtual jobs, majority of them will start getting.
Yes.
With their laptop, they are getting jobs in USA. With that laptop, they are getting jobs in London.
Yes.
You understand? Because in a way, the job market, the virtual jobs to Nigeria, vacancy adoro. You understand?
Yes.
All the government called or created, the federal government has a lot of role to play.
Yes.
You understand? In discouraging Japa. You understand? Not people like us, because we will talk and talk. Only face a reality, only I go love opportunity or Jepo. Or not the alone way.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cornel Osigwe. And I wish you well in your endeavors. I've listened to you. I think I've also followed your trail for a while. I know about your PR consulting and then everything. As a PR person, how do you think the Igbos understand the media? If you see, Odeka Igbos are not even in the media, Odeka just couple, even this new media, Odeka Ayana Amo here. What do you think about media that Ndi Igbo have not even embraced? Go ahead.
What you are doing in young content, because I came in here, I was amazed.
Thank you.
it's because you have a vision, and also another one is passion. The Igbos doesn't understand media
Yes.
as a business. Yes, I have a media company. I have a media consulting company. You understand? So I'm in the field. I understand firsthand.
Yes.
You understand? The Igbos doesn't understand. Do you know there is no? We only have in the whole of Southeast. We only have one private television. So that means we don't have platform to tell our stories. We don't have platform to show our culture. We don't have platform to that tells who we are. You understand? In Anambra State, there is no TV in Anambra State. There is no television station in Anambra State, except the state one, which is ABS, and it has limitations. You understand? That one is government owned. It is not shown on mainstream, DSTV. You understand?
Yes.
All the online, all those kind of things. You understand? So the Igbo doesn't understand. The Igbo business investors doesn't still understand what it means in investing in the media. They don't even understand the role of the media.
Yes.
You understand? And that is why their story, they don't own their story. They don't control their story. You understand? If I don't want to blame them, we are not strategic. You understand? The Igbos are good in blaming them, blaming government, blaming everybody.
Blame game.
You need to be strategic.
Pointing
fingers. No, you need to own. You need to be in control. And media helps you to be in control. You need to shape narratives. You understand? You need to shape narratives. See, let me tell you. Do you know why I ventured into media? You understand? When I was managing Innoson Communication, there was a dispute between Innoson versus GTB.
I remember.
I was the one-man squad. You understand? Managing the whole media narratives. You understand? Do you know there was a time that for me to get my story into the mainstream, I couldn't. I wanted to get my story into the mainstream, the story of Innoson, our own side.
Yes.
I couldn't. From all the whole major this thing. You understand? It means that the other side have gone.
Yes.
You understand? I said, okay. I came up with a plan. And the chairman was always in support of any plan. Because he understood also the role of media. You understand? I went to Lagos. I invited all the whole editors. You understand? I invited all the whole editors. And I gave them the innocent story. The innocent perspective. And everybody bought into it and opened up. You understand? Because before that, the other perspective have gone, showing us as, that they don't want to support evil.
Yes.
But when you go and show your perspective with facts, I went there with documents, with large documents, documented. They said, this people will show you their documents. We are the ones saying the truth here.
Yes.
You understand? And editors, they know the right thing. You understand? Socrates said that the perfection of a man is on his ability to distinguish facts and fiction through deductive reasoning. Immediately you bring facts to table, falsehood disappears. I brought facts to table. You understand? That was how we ventured back again. You understand? They started receiving our narrative. Because most times, why the media is very important. Like, for example, there was a young man in Nnewi that was, immediately he was made, he was appointed a traditional local government chairman. Mbamba. He was appointed, you understand? The wife died of accident. You understand? Not, she fell on her head, hit the wall. You understand? And she didn't survive it. There was a false narrative that he killed the wife. It was in the media, everywhere. You understand?
Ritual.
But because I know the man personally, yes, he's all those guys. If my mom knew, what's say, I don't know, Yota. Only here are so innocent. Ekwo na onye agburu mmadụ esi mba na ọdụ possible. But indeed, onye ahụ egburu mmadụ. But if you are so innocent that they more na no egbu mmadụ. But only ya do rough. Yota. You go on your woman is in equal. Yota. So the man's appearance. You understand? But somehow I have done one or two things with the man earlier before. So I knew that this is just a pure gentleman. People are misunderstanding. So, and I went to his house. The narrative, I woke up, yes, I went to his house. Was, yeah. What happened? You understand? And the day I came, the DSS were even there. They were doing investigation. He just narrated everything. And I saw truth on the table. And they said, but you need to speak out. You need to show your narrative. You are not putting your narrative to discountenance the other one. Not just only to discountenance the other one. It's for same minds to weigh the two. When same minds weigh the two, they know the one that is true. You understand? Just like I said, the perfection of a man is based on his ability to distinguish between facts and fiction. Most times you have to put your narrative. All people say, no, he said, okay. You understand? And I encouraged him. He went to media. You understand? And stated his narrative. Invited the people that we are witness there. You understand? They showed this thing. And within 2 days, the thing changed to his favor. People started seeing it, this man was being alleged. No, the allegation can't be. The thing changed immediately. So one of the things about Southeast is that we have not been able to tell this narrative about us, we have not been able to change it. The media. You understand? Most times, I think when Southeast are being marginalized. All to go in the head of every average Southeast. But it is to political reasoning. For that is not so. You understand? So most times we need investors. I want to encourage private investors. Let them invest in media. We need to start showing ourselves. We shouldn't be fans, spectators. You understand? Spectators be on a football match. I don't know. You understand? It's the players. We also need to be the players.
Yes.
You understand? Let's show what we are doing. Let's show who we are. You understand? During the MBA conference, you understand? Southeast was labeled as not secure, this thing. Man, somehow the MBA president, who is a Southeasterner, knew that those things were false. He convinced them they're going to do first. You understand? When people now came to Enugu at the bar conference, they were the ones now tweeting that Enugu is safe. In fact, we didn't even know Enugu is this developed. They were through word of mouth, they were the one now marketing the state.
Yes.
You get my point? But imagine we have a media that we have been projecting Enugu, we have been projecting Anambra. You understand? Most times I go to Anambra, the way they label, they say, Anambra. I say, no, it's not. That is security. Anambra. Not just, soft targets. They're not on Abuja, on Lagos, everywhere. You understand? But all strong media that are projecting, go see normal day life in the Southeast. You understand? People will have a different mentality about it. You understand? So the Igbos, in terms of media, are doing badly. You understand? Even our businesses, you understand, they are not using media to project what they are doing. With media, they can get global dominance with their product, with their ingenuity. Global dominance. If Coca-Cola today in every any store in Southeast, you got to Coca-Cola. Can they match that to today? What about you?
The likes of you are the reason why we're in business. People that understand what we're doing and everything. Some people, when they come in here, they think I'm packing millions or maybe billions.
Yeah.
They don't know it's about passion. It's about I want to stamp my foot when it comes to media. I want to showcase what we're all about. And then when I see some people, they go to clubs and they waste 10 million and then they spray And then I know that just few millions can actually encourage this young man.
Yeah.
You know, you see us here suffering and trying to, you know, put out what we're doing in this state. And then you will see people don't even say, what do you even need? Can we even take you from point A to point B? But the likes of you are the reasons why we're in business, because I tell my people that we're not making millions here, but we're in the right track. And money is something that value attracts. Once there is value, money will come. That one day the value of what we're doing here will actually peak, and then you people would understand why I borrow to pay your salaries and everything. Because yes, I believe in what I'm doing. So when I hear people like you say one or two things about it, I say, okay, people are seeing it. Thank you very much, Oga Cornel. There's a what we call Take Your Time on BAM, because BAM is a program that we want it to be wholesome. Onye biacha na imana izida ihe ịchọ ikwu. So Take Your Time is an avenue we'll give you to actually say what we may not have asked you about, or maybe in Kikureku that you need to emphasize on, or anywhere can shout out, advice, you know, any type of thing that you will know that, you say one or two things. So please take your time and go ahead, just in case you have any other thing you want to add or emphasize on. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to let me do shout out first.
Okay.
To the listeners of BAM. You understand? Keep listening to BAM.
Thank you.
I'm also a fan of BAM. I've been blessed. Most of a lot of people, reasonable people that what I've been interviewed that now.
Thank you.
One or two things.
Of course.
So I understand what he's doing. Just like you said, I understand what you are doing. Even the mail because of passion, and even the mail because you want to effect a change in your society. There is a void in that industry in Anambra State. That you want to play your part. Giving people like us voice.
Yes.
You start giving people in the society voice, so that the world that Malifene in Anambra State.
Yes.
So I applaud you for doing this thing, because all they go.
Thank you.
Yes, of
course.
You get my point. You understand? So, and this is how I want to also encourage everybody. It wasn't easy for me to leave a lucrative job. You understand? Now by in an unknown terrain. You understand? Now by in an unknown terrain. But this has actually been my life. I feel that that once ili muhanani
you're good to
change, need to go okay. It will go okay. You understand? But I believe that the resources are in this nation, not utilize that Nigeria is going to be one of the greatest country. But most times that we lack good managers of the resource. And if a good manager now manage a resource well, and with a critical vision, you will want to align with the person. Because can sure that not people like you, not the Williamso, because we're bad age. So these are the things that I discovered. I said that I have to step down from the corporate this thing, come better in a position of leadership, because they believe in that there is a lot to be done. You understand?
Yes.
Now that that the local government system is working in Anambra State, you understand? I've taken time to look at the role that the local government chairman can make. You understand? In helping to change the economy. You understand? Of the local government.
Yes.
So I feel that there is a role I can play. You understand? And also I might go that them don't know my ife pelumpe. In every society, them ife na they pelumpe. You have to be around those them ife get involved. One of the things that helped us in the Nnewi is that I were some of the founders, our fathers, they were able to shape the town. You understand? But I observe that now most of the even their children, or most of people that are coming up now, most people are postago. You understand? So I've been in Nnewi consistently now since 2018. You understand? Because I was in Lagos or working with Innoson, he brought me back to East. You understand? So I know Nnewi consistently from 2018 to this thing. So when for that now, the quality men before when we are growing up, you understand, the hard the pelumpe. You understand? And then no kuketa kawago. You understand? The generation no do healthy, that do strong, do youthful. That the generation do youthful. My fear pelumpe.
Yeah.
You understand? And if those people doesn't venture, you have to give the town a direction. You understand? If they don't step out to give the town a direction, you have to help but yeah, that na so wood. You understand? So I also want to encourage our people. You understand? In everywhere from all, you say I want to you understand? Say I want to say bata. Name we bata one leadership. Say happens in the end of say happens in the end of it. You understand? Because they have destroyed a lot. We need to start salvaging what is left. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dalorin. Thank you for coming. In a month, man. At least some of your people has actually helped to put your family name in the map. I know Tobe Osigwe doing so well in his own field, and when he come, he also mentioned your mother, Sister Osigwe. Osnoya be the only Christian that a true Christian for him, because he has seen his her life as a person. And then you now, Cornel Osigwe, I think I met your cousin too, Obumo Osigwe. Ako tu aka obodo si enwekwa big name. Enwekwa otu ọzọ.
We have also Afamo Osigwe, the NBA president.
Thank you. Okay, he's your brother. Afamo Osigwe, Mazi. Afamo Osigwe.
We have 2 sons in my family.
I think Tobe bragged that na unu agafego ndi Onitsha na sons. that Nnewi has the highest number of sons now. That it used to be Onitsha.
I don't have those facts. I only speak on what I have.
So you're doing well. He also talked about your library and everything. I learn a lot from even interviewing people. That's why sometimes if I'm talking to my staff, I used to tell them, you are in the stream and you are thirsty. Some of you are here. Men will come in here and go, and your life will not be affected. We actually interview people that you should go back to listening to. Because you don't benefit from it.
Yeah. Somebody
like me, when people speak, I listen, I understand, and I learn. So thank you very much for coming. We wish you good. We wish you well in your endeavor. Just like I said before, tomorrow if we have the first Nnewi governor, and then in the person of Cornel Osigwe, I know that if I call him, he will answer my call because I know him. Connection. If I become the biggest media guru, because that is my plan. My plan is to lock down Southeast. Yeah. That they say, if you want to drop a pin, go and meet Yambaba. If you want people to hear say your pin drop, that's the plan. So tomorrow, if I become the biggest, you can still put a call and say, this is my guy. This is how we used to interconnect and then make history. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. My people, I'm going to today. I know Cornel Osigwe, the politician, the corporate man that just ventured into politics, and we wish him well. I'm going to call you. I remain Chijoke, Gwendo Dogubu Yambaba, is Butonyaba. Commercial, Udo? Yeah.
Ekene Mono, Ibongam Nandingwe, all one work of Archbishop Dr. Nyekan Zekwesi, the CEO Pine Living and Property Limited, China Caribbean, asking that Chineke Megi for my Notena 2025. I joy Uno, Sika Chineke Gozio Uno, Karike Waru Noji. Now I happy Maketu say patronize and I sky Keneuno. Now I have a good out of 2026. I know Kwanayama Mbangwe. Come on, I 18 come we find a matter of man at 2025. I am amazing at 2026. I can the Pine Living State can kwa mezu kwa I am among anya dago nodo Chinefo ihe my name and it we ntaka makunu ga nilu na akwado anyị maka ọdịmma Igbo ka Chineke dozie okwu. Pine River State onye na-abụrụ onye Pine River State na-ebe ọ na-akwa arịrị jeze kekọrọ ndị ya dị